determine the size of an object. Let's take a copy of working.cpp and paste it into our working project. Double click on that to open it up. And I'm going to go ahead and declare an integer. And I'm just going to take the size of that integer. So we'll use printf for this. And we're going to use the sizeof operator. Sizeof is an operator, and it seems a little strange sometimes that it would be an operator because it's a word and it's not a symbol, but it's still actually an operator. Now, the sizeof operator returns a type called sizeT. And if I go ahead and run this just like this, I'm going to save this and run it. We'll get a warning about a conversion from long unsigned int to int. And that's because sizeT in this implementation is a long unsigned int. It can be different in different implementations, and it's actually spelled sizeT, and I can put it here as the argument to sizeof. And because it's a type, it has to go in parentheses. I can say sizeT like that. And I'm just going to cast this to an int, and that way the cast is explicit and we won't get this warning anymore. So I'll save that and run it, and we see size is 8. So indeed, it is a long unsigned int. So I can say size of int, and I'll get the result of that, and that's 4. So the number that sizeT returns is in bytes, it's not in bits. And so 4 bytes for the size of int, 8 bytes for a long or for a sizeT. The operand here, in the case of a variable, I can just say size of I without the parentheses, and that works fine. Save that and run it. But if I'm taking the size of a type, then it needs to be effectively cast. And so we have to put that inside of parentheses. So I save that and run that, and that works. Of course, you can use it to take the size of other things. If I declare a struct, and I put a few things in it, a couple of ints, a couple of chars, a couple of long ints, and then inside of here, I can say size of struct s like that, the capital S. I'll delete that int because I'm not using it anymore. Save that and run it, and we see the size is 32 bytes. And that's how much storage space it takes for all of those different types. And of course, if I were to declare a variable of struct s, then I could put that in here, and I don't need the parentheses. I tend to use them anyway because it just seems simpler to not have to remember when I need them and when I don't. And it doesn't hurt anything to use them. So I save that and run it, and we get the same result. The sizeof operator can be useful whenever you need to find out how much memory is occupied by an object. It is commonly used for determining the amount of storage to allocate. So let's go ahead and delete our working copy and run clean to get set up.